Bears have been eliminated from the playoffs, and their season is over. And very disappointing, of course. Breaks your heart. But what a season! What a season! My hope coming into this season was at least 7 wins. Ideally, you'd be competing for a wild card spot. Because Ben Johnson coming in, first year head coach. You know, uh, whole new staff. Caleb's coming into second year, but he has to learn a whole new offense, which by all accounts, Ben Johnson's offense takes a long time to really learn, get comfortable with. So, yeah. And then first 2 weeks, we go 0-2. First week we choked the loss to the Vikings. We should have won that. Second week we got our fucking asses kicked by Detroit. And we were looking bad. It was like, oh, nothing's changed, That second week against the Cowboys, I still remember, the Caleb throw to Luther on the flea flicker. Beautiful. And it's like that moment really kind of kick-started, where this team would be going, And fun season. All these comebacks, the birth of Iceman, and Caleb didn't get I'm just coming off these off the spot. I don't have talking points I want to get written down or anything. I'm just going off the cuff. I'm probably gonna jump back and forth between a few things. But Caleb, he didn't get 4,000 yards. He came really damn close, and he broke the Bears franchise record. So you see so much improvement from this year from last year. He'll still miss some throws, but I'm happy with Caleb, man. I think it's safe to say we got our fucking quarterback, and I'm so excited heading into this offseason with him getting more reps in the offense, getting more comfortable with it, getting more attuned to the timing and everything. Seeing the plays this guy makes is unbelievable, he already in the big playability, it's already up there with Mahomes. It's incredible the stuff Caleb can do. It's the little stuff he has to get better at, and I think he will. Ben, it was so awesome seeing the culture change in real time. And it was think back to the Raiders game. It was we blocked the kick, and it's the Washington game where we win it. And it's these are culture changing, defining moments where all these amazing Devil's Magic comebacks we had this year. We lose those games all the time. And the fact that we won, it's it was magic. It was so special. We're never gonna have a season like that again. So those comebacks, that's once in a lifetime type shit. Moving forward, we're gonna have to win. We're gonna have to win by getting ahead early. We're not gonna be able to come back all the time like that again. It's just not gonna happen. But it's great to know that when we are in those situations, we might not get crazy, blessed by the gods type of plays, but we got a guy in Caleb Williams Iceman, you know? We got Iceman back there who's going to put us in a position to win the game. We may not win it all the time, but he'll get us in a position where we have a chance. Um, I mean, there's so many things you can say about the season. You know, it's tough. Defense was tough this year. You know, we had a lot of injuries in the beginning. In the back half, we finally started getting a little bit healthier. You see, like, let's talk about, I guess, the game against the Rams. You know, looked like Kyler Gordon was healthy. That's like he looked healthy in that game. You could see him being active. You know, Jalen, he never looked right, man. Like, I think if if we weren't in the playoff race, he would not come back. So hopefully, this season he can get right, fully healthy. Because when he's healthy, he's one of the best corners in the game. And we need him. Uh, but yeah, this game, man, against the Rams, like I was like not expecting much. I was like, Rams have a really high-powered offense. Our defense is struggling, but that weather helped us out, man. That weather really helped us out. We just couldn't take advantage of it. Um, I'm not crushed. I'm not crushed because we weren't supposed to be here, man. We weren't supposed to be here, and I'm just so excited for next year. It's gonna be a lot. It's next year's tough. Gonna be really hard, man. We're playing first place schedule. It's gonna be really fucking hard. Well, I'm excited. Caleb gets another year, and like this offseason's gonna be crucial for Caleb. He gotta lock in. Uh, get more comfortable in the offense. I think so. I think he'll do. It's like, bro, man, like going back to Mitch. Um, it was always those games where like, nah, there's some good stuff, but a lot of not good stuff, and then you're kind of waiting for that game for him to like just go crazy and show that hey, I'm the guy. And then he has that 6 touchdown performance against the Buccaneers. It's like, what? Is this the guy? And then he goes like nothing. He doesn't really do anything else after that. It's like he's not the guy. And then you get Justin, and Justin's a phenomenal athlete, man. One of the best running quarterbacks ever, man. Like you can say that he didn't even have a great starting career, but you can say like this dude's one of the best running athletes, best running quarterbacks. He just wasn't a great passer, and you can't have him be running it all the damn time. But he didn't work out, and it was like when we got the number one pick, Panthers number one pick, and it was like, do we move off from Justin or do you go draft a quarterback? Which everybody was saying it's going to be Caleb Williams. So he was kind of a unanimous number one pick. I wanted to keep Justin. I did. I was like, I think if you can get him a good OC, you can get him an offensive line, he can be your guy. But then we traded and also like I didn't really want Caleb Williams. I didn't really like Caleb that much. But then we trade Justin. We really wanted Justin to work, man. Really wanted. Just wasn't in the cards. That's the thing though. Like Mitch and Justin, like I'm rooting for those guys. It's no bad blood. It just didn't work out. It's like I don't think if I think if like say like with Ben Johnson. Like, if we drafted Mitch or Justin right now into Ben's offense, like, I don't think they're going to be great players. Like, I do think they would have definitely benefited more going to a better place where they could be developed better, but I don't think either of them would be like superstars. But yeah, we traded Justin, and I wasn't really high on Caleb. Honestly, I wanted Drake May. Drake May was my guy, I guess. I liked Drake. But then, um, as we started getting closer to the draft, it was like, yeah, I mean, it's basically a done deal that Caleb's going to be a guy. So then I started talking myself into Caleb, watching the highlights and stuff. It was like, people just hate the guy because he paints his nails and is stylish. And it's just sad. It's just sad. Like, that's so pathetic. Like, seriously, you're concerned. Like, there's bigger shit going on in the world than a fucking guy painting his nails. But, like, whatever. We drafted him, rookie season was bad. It was bad. You would see the potential was there. He has big playability, can't do the little things, and that's going to kill you. This year, it's kind of felt like, week by week, he was getting better at that stuff, And I'm like, Caleb's our fucking quarterback. And unlike with Mitch and Justin, where it's like, you're kind of going back and forth, like, oh, is he the guy? Is he not the guy? It's like, Caleb's the guy. This is our quarterback. Took us to the fucking divisional round, gave us everything he had in his second year. Fucking Iceman. The shit he did this year was legendary. In this game, like, that final interception to DJ was like, DJ was kind of half-ass in his route. Like, I'll talk about DJ too in a minute, but yeah, DJ was kind of like half-ass in his route. And they got the pick. Like, then there's the I can't really remember his other ones. But yeah, something about this game and this season that bothers me about Ben. I love Ben. That's another thing. Ben, we got our coach. We got our coach. What he did to change the culture from a pathetic franchise to a team that never says die. Awesome. Love Ben Johnson. He's our coach. We got our coach. We got our fucking quarterback. In Chicago. Can you fucking believe it? I can't. But it's here. It's happening. But Ben, you gotta take the points. I understand in this game, we're strong finishers, we're slow starters. You want to start fast. You get down there, and it's like, we're so close. Getting a touchdown would really put us ahead in this game with a strong start. But at that point, I think just take the field goal. Take the points. And then that second one, where it would have been like a 50-yarder, and we went 4-on-4 again. That one, I understand. Cairo doesn't have a great leg, not great conditions. I can understand going for it then. But the fact that we went for it the first time and turned it over on downs, maybe more sour on going for it then again. But that's Ben Johnson, He's aggressive, and it's awesome when it works. Bad when it doesn't, of course. But, like, sometimes you just gotta take the points. But I expect Ben Johnson to, like, learn a lot. This is his first year as a head coach. He did a great job. I expect him to learn a lot from this, just like how Caleb has learned a lot from this year. So going forward, I'm so thrilled that Ben Johnson is our coach and that Caleb Williams is our quarterback. Looking to the offseason. Offense is pretty good. Offense is pretty set. Maybe get another running back in the draft, kind of later rounds. Kyle and Swift are great. Maybe just get a third guy in there to mix it up a little bit. And then I could very well see DJ Moore getting traded. I love DJ, but he's got a big contract. You got Rome, you got Luther. Jade Walker showed you some stuff. and I could very well see us moving on from DJ. I guess like even Cole Kmet. Love Cole Kmet. Cole's my fucking guy. But I could see us trading him. You know, with Loveland's emergence. Uh, I'm saying like DJ's on the more next year. DJ's on the team next year. Cole's on the team next year. Awesome. Love those guys. But I can see how we could maybe trade them. This offseason's got to be all about defense. Last offseason was about the offense. You know, refurbish the offensive line. You got Rome, not Rome. You got Caleb, some more weapons. Defense is the key this offseason. Yeah, I get better protection from the defense. You know, Dennis Allen was kind of hit or miss this year, but you know, the defense had a lot of injuries, and then like our defense doesn't really have great players. Kevin Byard, I think, is a free agent. Probably extend him. He had a great year. However, he is getting up there, so I think extend him. If you get a 1 year deal done, that would be really cool. I wouldn't do more than 2 years. Brisser has a lot of injury history. He played healthy this year, though, I think. I don't know if he missed a game. But he played great this game. Against the Rams, he played great. I think he earned himself another contract. But I think definitely get a safety somewhere in the draft. I would say early. So then if you get Byard back this year, have him kind of learn behind Byard, then take over for him next year. Or the year after that, next year. Corners, you know, we got Jalen, Kyler when healthy. Those guys are great. It's that secondary. You know, Nahshon Wright, yeah, he made a lot of turnovers this year, which is great. But he, at times, looks like the worst player on the field. Tyreek Stevenson flashes at times, but he's just not consistent. Like, I think if you have Jalen healthy and Kyler healthy, you can very well go into just having Tyreek be your number 2. I'd rather keep Tyreek Stevenson than Nahshon Wright. Because at times, Nahshon Wright just looks so bad. But credit to Nahshon Wright, man. Hell of a season. If the Bears don't pay him, someone's going to pay him, and he deserves it. He earned it. But at times, he just gives up a lot of plays. Which you can get by with because he was turning the ball over so much for you. But the last 5 weeks of the season, he stopped doing that, and his weaknesses really showed and hurt. But yeah, so I'd say you need a corner. Let's go outside with Jalen. Linebackers. I really like TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. But you can do better. If we go into next year with TJ and Tremaine, I'm fine with that. However, TJ is probably going to miss time next year with his injury. I forget what he hurt, but yeah, probably has to get another linebacker. And Tremaine Edmonds is on a really big contract, and he really hasn't lived up to it. I could see us moving on from him. I really like Tremaine, you know. He's a good glue guy for the locker room, I feel like. You know, see him go, oh, Chicago, you know, it's Chicago. That's him, you know. But, you know, I'm not going to be upset if he's on the team next year. However, I guess he's moving off him, and I'll come back to that when we talk about, Max Crosby trade or something. But D-line, that's the main focus. D-line is the focus. Our first couple picks in the draft, I don't know, just if we have 7 draft picks, at least 5 of those should be defense. First round, second round has to be defense. We need edge rushers, we need defensive linemen. Montez Sweat is a good number 2. You need that killer, you know? You need that killer on the edge. So, You need a pass rusher. You need a guy in the middle. You know, Grady Jarrett did a lot of good things in Atlanta. He's old now. You know, he's a great leader, but he's not that guy anymore. You know, Javon Dexter's, I like him, but he's just kind of there sometimes. So you need someone in the middle. You need someone to be able to stop the run. You know, our run game's not great. It's not great. You need someone to plug the hole. You got Big Bill in there, but Big Bill can't do much other than just, you know. I know, I'm not gonna. I love Billings. Billings is good, you know, but you need someone to really get in there, stop the run, be able to penetrate from the inside. So that's what you should do. Our first pick should be edge rusher or defensive lineman, unless the only reason I would be okay with going an offensive player is if a really good left tackle is somehow available. You know, Ozzy Trapillo spent a second round pick on him this last draft. He was solid. Obviously he gets hurt last year. He's probably gonna miss time to whether it be games or just maybe the OTAs and stuff, but who knows. But I think, you know, if we go into next year with him at left tackle, like, perfectly fine with that. However, if there's a left tackle you really like, if there's a left tackle you really like that falls to you guys, I think you can take him. Other than that, no offense. Gotta be all defense. We gotta fix this defense. Edge and D line. Those are the two. D line, linebackers, first priority, and then secondary. I really don't know much about this free agency class, so I can't say much. But that's the thing. We don't have a lot of money. So, like, if we wanted to make a big trade for a Max Crosby, we'd have to move a lot of stuff around. So that's where I could see us trading DJ, getting rid of Tremaine somehow, maybe Montez Sweat. But if we got like a Max Crosby, I would want to have Sweat on the other side. Yeah, we don't have a lot of money, but we could make money. I expect the offense to look the same. Defense could look pretty different. Yeah. It's a fun season, man. Fun season. I'm keeping my chin up. We weren't supposed to be here. And we have an all-time game against the Packers that was going to go down in Chicago history. And if we lost that game, man. I saw Big Cat talking about this from Barstool, where someone asked him, like, "Hey, after you lose to the Packers, what do you think of the season?" He's like, "Oh, well, season was awful." And the person asked the question was like, "What? You can't say that. It was a great year." It's like, no, it doesn't matter. If we lose to the Packers in this game, none of it matters. It was a waste of a season. Like, I agree. Like, yeah, like everything leading up to wildcard was great. You lose to the Packers in a playoff game at home. No. Bad season. When we won that game, I was more thrilled to have beaten the Packers to have been winning a playoff game. I wasn't like, oh my god, we won a playoff game. I was like, oh my god, we beat the Packers. And that's the moment of the season. That's how I'm thinking about this season. When I look back at the season, I'm thinking of that game, thinking that moment. And I'm looking forward to next year. It's gonna be hard, tough schedule. But I'm excited. And Ryan Poles needs to stop drafting some unknown freaking guys in the draft. Ruben Hippolyte, where the fuck has he been? Nowhere. Oh my god. Let's okay. Ryan Poles sometimes acts like he's the smartest fucking dude in the room, and he's like, I know something none of you know. It's like, Ryan, man, Ryan pisses me off sometimes. But hey, he hit on the offensive players in the draft this last year. You know, Loveland, fuck yeah. Manungai, fuck yeah. Luther Burden, fuck yeah. Ozzy Trapillo, pretty nice. Jade Walker, undrafted free agent, made some plays for us. You know? And he wasn't active for the Rams game, which really surprised me. And I was disappointed. But gotta hit on defense in this draft. Gotta hit on defense. Okay? I need Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen locked in on the defense. And that's pretty much it. You know? It's scary, man, because, you know, you never know when you're going to be able to be in the playoffs, you know? So much can go wrong in the season. So much went our way this year. Things can flip just like that, you know? But we got a coach, we got a quarterback. Never really been able to say that before. Bear down.